Imagine standing at the threshold of an ancient sepulchre, a burial site sealed off for 3,000 years. All around you, layers of dust and darkness create an atmosphere of mystery and wonder. You are moments away from uncovering the long-hidden secrets of one of history's most renowned and enigmatic monarchs, King Solomon. Known throughout the ages for his extraordinary insight, the awe-inspiring temple he built in Jerusalem, and the legendary stories of wealth that seem almost otherworldly, Solomon's life and legacy have grown to the proportions of myth. At this very moment, his final resting place, steeped in legend and debate, unfolds before your eyes. The initial impact of your arrival is overwhelming. As you scan the surroundings, your gaze falls upon a variety of unusual symbols and ancient inscriptions. Some of these markings bear a striking resemblance to the ancient Hebrew script, while others appear completely foreign, as if belonging to a language lost to time. It is as though Solomon himself left behind these enigmatic symbols, puzzling clues or even warnings meant for any who might disturb his eternal slumber. The mere sight of them sends shivers down your spine, perhaps because it is evident that no one has set foot in this hallowed space for thousands of years, or maybe because it hints at secrets lying dormant in every shadowy corner. Inside the chamber, the relics are arranged with deliberate grandeur and mystique. Every object seems to have been meticulously chosen by Solomon to accompany him into eternity. As you take your first careful steps into the tomb, the weight of his legendary status presses down upon you. Folklore speaks of his immeasurable treasures and wisdom that surpass human limits. Yet darker rumors also persist. Whispers that Solomon safeguarded esoteric knowledge, hidden away with him, perhaps even protected by powerful enchantments. Some legends even assert that he possessed a magical ring, known as the Seal of Solomon, which granted him dominion over supernatural forces and the ability to commune with the animal kingdom. There are even accounts suggesting that he mastered spells and rituals that unlocked the celestial mysteries. Amidst these relics, your eyes are irresistibly drawn to a crown that glints with a golden radiance, nestled atop what appears to be a perfectly preserved skeleton. Adorned with sapphires and rubies that still sparkle despite the relentless passage of time, the crown is an arresting sight. Nearby, an exquisitely carved scepter rests, its surface etched with symbols that evoke both authority and protection. But the most captivating element of the scene is a tightly bound scroll sealed with an unfamiliar emblem. This seal, inscribed with characters that seem to hum with a latent energy, leaves you both intrigued and apprehensive. The fragile, ancient paper of the scroll appears to have resisted the ravages of time, as though it holds eternal truths meant only for the worthy. Though the desire to pry open the scroll and unveil its hidden wisdom is strong, a silent warning holds you back. The archaeologists who have dedicated their lives to unearthing history now find themselves entangled in a myth that goes far deeper than mere human curiosity. It is a myth of power, magic, and the dread of releasing knowledge that may prove catastrophic if misused. Dr. Eilat Mazar, a distinguished Israeli archaeologist, embarked on an excavation near the ancient city of David, located on the outskirts of Jerusalem's Old City. Initially, her team had been scouring the area in search of relics connected to King David, Solomon's father. Instead, they stumbled upon something far more enigmatic and awe-inspiring. A series of ancient walls, stone structures, and monuments that could be dated precisely to the 10th century BC, the very era of Solomon. As the evidence accumulated, fragments of pottery, ancient Hebrew inscriptions, and artifacts linked to royal officials began to suggest a connection to the illustrious King Solomon. The growing excitement among the team was palpable. Could they be nearing the elusive final resting place of the legendary ruler? However, amid the mounting evidence of royal grandeur, an unsettling aura pervaded the site. It was as if the tomb had been intentionally concealed and fortified against intrusion. Among the assortment of relics were more than 30 ancient bull seals made from clay, each once used to authenticate official documents. The inscriptions on these seals were believed by scholars to represent the names or titles of members of Solomon's inner circle, his closest advisors and confidants. Not far from this cache, a monumental entrance gate loomed, a structure so impressive that it suggested the possibility that Solomon himself might have had a hand in designing the entire complex. Additional finds included ceramic vessels emblazoned with Hebrew symbols, likely used by the highest-ranking officials of Solomon's court, and small statues or figurines that appeared to represent fertility deities and guardian figures from that era. The discoveries made by Dr. Mazar and her team have already ignited passionate debate in both archaeological and historical circles. Many are fascinated by the potential revelations about Solomon's reign that these relics could provide. Yet at the same time, there's an undercurrent of unease. The intricate designs carved into the tomb's architecture hint at ancient protective measures, curses or enchantments, perhaps laid down to deter tomb raiders and safeguard the secrets of the deceased. Tales of deadly traps, enchanted spells, and mystical wards echo through history, reminding modern researchers that some forces may have been deliberately left undisturbed. These inscriptions and relics resonate with warnings, hinting that Solomon's final resting place was not merely a repository of wealth and history, but also a fortress guarding dangerous knowledge. The artifacts recovered from the site are striking in their diversity and complexity. Among them are ceramic vessels inscribed with symbols that might have been connected to ancient rituals, figurines that suggest the worship of guardian deities, and carvings that speak to a level of architectural sophistication that far outstripped the common techniques of that era. It is increasingly apparent that Solomon's court was a center of both political power and mystical knowledge. This duality of purpose, combining the practical governance of an organized state with the esoteric practices of secret rituals, complicates the image of Solomon as merely a wise ruler. Instead, these findings imply that his reign embraced elements of the occult, even if such practices were carefully hidden from public view. Solomon may have carried within him secrets that extended well beyond the ordinary realms of politics and religion, guarding them with a zeal that bordered on the mystical. Among the most disconcerting discoveries is an ancient scroll found in close proximity to the golden crown and the scepter. The scroll seal is marked with a symbol that defies immediate interpretation, one that seems to belong to an entirely different dimension of thought. In the midst of these discoveries, the scholarly community has begun to piece together a narrative that extends far beyond the confines of a single tomb. The remnants of Solomon's era suggest a civilization that was far more advanced than previously imagined. Detailed inscriptions, trade artifacts, and administrative records indicate that Solomon's kingdom was not only mighty, but also deeply interconnected with other ancient cultures. The technology and engineering prowess demonstrated by the temple's construction, once thought to be an impossibility for that period, now hint at a level of sophistication that challenges established historical timelines. If further excavations reveal manuscripts, blueprints, or technological artifacts from Solomon's time, our understanding of ancient engineering and mathematics could be radically transformed. Such revelations might force historians to reevaluate the achievements of early civilizations and recognize that they possessed knowledge and skills on par with, or even exceeding, those of later empires. Yet, as the excitement grows, so too does the fear of what might happen if these long-hidden secrets are disturbed. The possibility that Solomon's tomb is shielded by an ancient curse, akin to those inscribed in the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs, cannot be dismissed lightly. In ancient cultures, the act of disturbing a sacred burial site was believed to invoke divine retribution or unleash malevolent forces upon the world. Many archaeologists and historians now voice concerns that any attempt to fully unseal and interpret Solomon's relics might awaken a power that was meant to remain dormant. Even if such fears stem from superstition, they're intertwined with a respect for the spiritual dimensions of the past. Solomon, a king reputed to have held command over both the material and mystical worlds, may have deliberately ensured that his tomb remained inaccessible to preserve not only his legacy, but also the delicate balance between knowledge and its potentially dangerous consequences. Amid these exciting yet daunting prospects, the archaeological team, led by Dr. Mazar, has found itself caught in a web of intrigue and caution. Every new artifact, every inscription, and every symbol unearthed seems to whisper secrets of an ancient world where wisdom was both a gift and a guarded weapon. The artifacts suggest that Solomon's rule was not solely defined by his administrative prowess and architectural marvels, but also by a secretive side, a masterful interplay between the known world and the realms of the mystical. The idea that Solomon's wisdom might have been safeguarded with enchantments, designed to protect his subject from knowledge that could upset the natural order, leaves modern scholars both fascinated and anxious. There is a pervasive tension between the desire to decode these mysteries and the apprehension of unleashing forces that have lain undisturbed for millennia. As the investigation continues, the archaeologists grapple with the dual nature of their discovery. On one hand, they are on the verge of unveiling insights that could illuminate not only the history of a legendary king, but also the broader technological, cultural, and spiritual advancements of his time. On the other, there is an ever-present risk that in unraveling these secrets, they may inadvertently disturb forces that have been carefully contained by centuries of isolation. The very thought that Solomon's wisdom, if it were to be fully revealed, might challenge modern interpretations of history and spirituality fills the team with both excitement and dread. Every inscription and artifact serves as a reminder that knowledge in the ancient world was not merely information. It was power, often deemed too potent to be freely shared with the unprepared. In the broader context, the implications of unearthing Solomon's hidden lore reach far beyond academic curiosity. The ancient texts and relics recovered from the tomb have the potential to influence contemporary debates over historical legitimacy and cultural heritage. For communities deeply connected to biblical traditions, the confirmation of Solomon's tomb could serve as a powerful affirmation of their ancestral legacy. Yet, it might also spark contentious debates, as the rediscovery of such a significant historical site could become entangled with modern political disputes over land, identity, and the control of sacred spaces. In a region where history and modernity are in constant dialogue, each new finding carries the weight of millennia and the possibility of reshaping narratives that have been passed down through generations. As you stand there, immersed in the silent testimony of an era long past, you realize that the secrets of King Solomon's tomb represent more than just relics of an ancient civilization. They are echoes of a time when the boundaries between science, art, spirituality, and mysticism were fluid and interwoven. Every carefully etched symbol, every delicate artifact, and every inscrutable inscription speaks of a civilization that understood the immense responsibility that came with possessing profound knowledge. It was a knowledge that had the potential to elevate society to unprecedented heights, yet also to unleash forces that could destabilize the very fabric of the world if handled recklessly. In this light, the ongoing excavation of Solomon's tomb is as much an exploration of the human spirit as it is an investigation into the material remains of an ancient king. It is a journey into a past where legends were born not solely from myth, but from the tangible interplay of power, wisdom, and divine intervention. The discoveries made here compel us to re-examine the assumptions we hold about ancient civilizations. They remind us that history is not a static record of events, but a dynamic narrative, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless lives, ambitions, and mysteries that continue to shape our understanding of the world today. Even as you absorb the enormity of what lies before you, a quiet voice of caution lingers in your mind. What if, in the process of unveiling these age-old secrets, humanity awakens forces that have been dormant for millennia? The archaeologists share this trepidation, aware that the delicate balance between revelation and preservation might one day tilt towards unintended consequences. As the team debates whether to break the mysterious seal on that ancient scroll, each member is torn between the allure of forbidden knowledge and the fear of the unknown repercussions it might bring. This delicate balance between progress and prudence is at the heart of the enigma that is King Solomon's tomb. Ultimately, the legacy of King Solomon transcends the realm of historical record. It embodies a fusion of human intellect and spiritual mystery, a reminder that the greatest secrets of the past are often guarded by more than mere stone and dust. They are protected by layers of myth, by the wisdom of those who understood that some truths must remain hidden for the greater good. As modern scholars, historians, and archaeologists continue their work, they're not merely piecing together fragments of a forgotten era. They're engaging in a profound dialogue with time itself. Each artifact uncovered, each inscription deciphered, and each myth revisited brings us one step closer to understanding the full scope of Solomon's extraordinary reign. A reign where wisdom was both a gift to be cherished and a force so potent that it demanded protection. In the end, the exploration of Solomon's tomb is a journey into the heart of ancient mystery, a quest that challenges our perceptions of history, spirituality, and the limits of human understanding. It reminds us that the search for knowledge is fraught with both wonder and danger, and that sometimes the most profound truths are those that have been hidden away for millennia. As you take in the solemn beauty of the chamber, the legacy of King Solomon whispers from the shadows, a timeless echo of a past where knowledge was revered, guarded, and ultimately destined to reshape the world in ways we are only beginning to fathom. Thank you for joining this exploration into the depths of ancient mystery and royal legend. By delving into these secrets, we are not just uncovering artifacts of a bygone era. We are connecting with a profound chapter in human history, one that continues to inform our cultural identity, political discourse, and our very understanding of what it means to possess wisdom. May the legacy of King Solomon inspire both humility and awe as we tread carefully along the paths of history, ever mindful of the power that lies hidden in the past.